All right, let's do this. We're going to play a deck called Saga Proliferator. So the idea here is you fill up with a ton of different sagas, and then you use proliferate spells to put additional counters on them so that you can get more value per turn and get them to become creatures faster. Because we have a bunch of them that are from Kamigawa that become creatures on their third lore. So, with proliferate spells like Serum Snare, if you put down the Kamano Face's Kakazan, you then can bounce their thing back to their hand, put this to the second lore so that on your next turn it becomes a creature, or you could do it on your opponent's turn. Same thing with the Okiba Reckoner raid. Gadwick's first duel doesn't turn into a creature, but you could get to this third one to, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell with mana value 3 or less, copy it and choose new targets. We've got Drown and Ichor for a little bit of removal and proliferate. Life of Toshiro Umezawa. All of these and the Witch's Vanity just help you stay in the game early. Where we really get proliferating and the deck really starts to get strong is with the Ichor Moon Gauntlet. This is a 3-mana artifact. Planeswalkers you control have 0 to proliferate and -12 to take an extra turn after this one. That's not the important part. The important part is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose a counter on target permanent, put an additional counter of that kind on that permanent. Well, if you look, there is exactly one creature in the deck. Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, a 3/5 flying. If you would proliferate twice instead, and you can remove 3 counters from among artifacts, creatures, or planeswalkers you control to put an indestructible counter on this. We only have one copy of it because I only have one, but you could potentially remove 3 counters from something like the Okiba and the Kamano and like the Witch's Vanity. It'll bring it back down so that you can then use its abilities a second time. And of course, if you're going to be proliferating, you might as well put in some planeswalkers. We also have Apprentice's Folly. It's a new card. Choose target non-token creature you control that doesn't have the same name as a token you control and create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. It is a reflection in addition to its other types and has haste. And on the third lore, you sacrifice all reflections. But the thing is, you're just going to be making copies of Kamano or the Nezumi Road Captain once it's flipped. Same thing with Memory of Toshiro, which you can pay the 1 life to add 1 black to cast an instant or sorcery. That does actually come into play here quite often. And we've got Elder Dragon War just as a small sweeper if we need it, also a hand fixer if we need it, and otherwise just a 4/4 dragon. You're almost always going to not read ahead on this because you have the proliferate. You might as well just get all 3. And we've got Behold the Unspeakable. This is a card I've never seen anyone play, but it's a lot of fun. It's a saga. Its first lore says creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until your next turn. This protects you so much more than you might expect. The second one is if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, scry 2 and draw 2 cards. It's very easy to get down to 1 or no cards. And because we're using proliferate, we can potentially do this on other people's turns. That way, if we know we're at 1 card on their turn, or 2 cards on their turn, use a proliferate spell so you get down to 1 card, and then it will give you the 4 out of it. And then it just becomes a 0/0 flying trample that gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand. By the way, this second ability, the draw 4 cards, if you manage to get it to happen and you have Teferi out, that's 4 loyalty counters on him for free. So, yeah, that's the deck. Saga Proliferator. Let's do this up. Let's see if we can turn some proliferate spells into pseudo time walks because of our sagas. Well, it's a terrible hand to start with, but we've got all the mana we need. So we'll keep it. That Iker Moon Gauntlet early is good. That guy is bad, though. And we need another blue source to tap him down for good. Wow. 2 Ginger Brutes to start. All right. Boo, 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 boo. Now we just need to find something we can proliferate onto. We've got all of our proliferate spells, or a bunch of them. Let him have that. No, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Sure. You gonna protect it? Probably. No? Alright. We don't have any creatures, so we're not gonna get anything out of the Wicked roll on this. Typically, you want to play one of your sagas first, one of your creature sagas first. But we could not. We could not do that. Yeah, I need the blue land. Yeah, we'll play this. All right. Well, I'm not going to have 2 or fewer cards in hand, but I will still scry and draw 2 off of that. And I can use a Serum Snare to turn it into a creature on his turn if I feel like it. Ah, you didn't leave a green mana open to activate it. Nice thing is, how did he do that? Oh, that has add green? Oh, it comes from that, huh? Nice. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. That doesn't come into play untapped, so we'll keep this other one. Okay, now we've got some plays. he does not have to be untapped to do that. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's make this into a creature right now. So yeah, we put this Saga out on this turn and already got through all 3 of its steps to turn into creatures. And we still have a Serum Snare open if we need it. I'm going to return it to my hand, so he doesn't gain the life, and he loses the card. Okay. Say goodbye to your virtue of persistence. Haha. You thought you were going to get stuff back from the graveyard, but you're not. You're not. Well, we obviously play this out. And we're going to turn him back into a creature this turn. Yep. He is back. So I have gained 4 life and drained him 4 life off of this card alone already. We'll keep this in hand to dump it if we get any of our card draw, looting type spells. He doesn't have enough mana to put that out, so... A second one of these, huh? Alright, he can put out that Virtue of Persistence now if he wants. But there are no creatures in my graveyard. And it doesn't do anything until the beginning of his turn, to which I can just put it back in his hand. We'll kill his creature. Yeah. I'm gonna send this back to his hand. I'll put one on there and one on this. I don't want it switching yet, because I don't want him to use this as the kill spell again. It'll just delay him a turn. Okay. Sure.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
Discard whatever that is.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Does he use everything against Liliana? Oh. Alright. If he attacked with more... Oh, come on! Giving me... Okay. Such bullshit.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Yes, keep drawing me cards while he's got a... Or keep drawing me lands while he's got a Virtue of Persistence out. That's what I need. Oh, and that draws him a card, too. Like, I literally got none of my card draw spells. And none of my Planeswalkers until too late. None of my... Really, just none of my Proliferate... stuff to proliferate. And none of my creature lands either. He literally just had everything go his way. Alright, he's taking too long. We're just gonna end it. You get everything going your way, and then you take too long also? No. We'll just move on. So that can happen. That can happen. Sometimes you just don't get your sagas until too late. Or your planeswalkers. I literally just got my proliferate spells and nothing else. Alright, this is an excellent start. So, you really want red first. So we're gonna go... We're going to put both of these out at the same time. Oh, is this the exact same deck? Alright. Oh, we're not going to. But we'll kill this. We'll make him a creature next turn along with putting this out, or we won't. Alright. Well, and we'll put this out. This is the exact same deck, just piloted by someone else. Well, at the moment, we have no reason to play these, so we'll just make a couple creatures. Then we can play 2 Kamano and this Drown if he puts any creatures out ever. Perfect. Kamano. We'll turn 1 Kamano into a creature, or both. Let's just turn both into creatures right now. submit to. Let's get 2 haste creatures now. Amazing. Amazing what happens when you draw your sagas early, as opposed to just your proliferate spells. Exact same deck we're playing against, totally different results. That did make this card better for him, though, because that's an enchantment. Okay. He doesn't have anything with mana value 2 or less at the moment. Oh, he does now. Okay. I love that he's putting it there. That is so good for us. Because we just made him waste all of that. He kills one of the Kamanos, but still takes 4 damage. Okay. Ooh. That's a good one. Yeah, and of course I would not draw another land to be able to protect myself at all. This is a terrible keep. We really want all of these things. Hello. Oh boy. 3 Siobhan Reefs to start. I'm going to take damage on everything. Oh, I may actually need this as a removal spell. Let's put this right out. Okay. What'd you put in my graveyard? Yeah, none of that hurt us, really. So he's playing blue-black. There's no reason to play this out because he will just immediately kill it. As much as I don't want to get rid of Adawara. get rid of that. Boom, 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 boom. So normally you make the creature here, but I think I'm not going to. I'm going to draw the card instead.
I'm finished running from battles I might not win.
Make the creature next turn.
Much to consider. Hey, he's got nothing that costs less than 3 out. And if he ever puts that Cruel Somnophage out in exile, we can kill it with that. Okay. Stay focused, Teferi.
Yeah, stay focused, Teferi. Okay. Put that there. Resolve. That's fine. Now we make the creature.
Knowledge is meant to be shared.
And now we play out the big guy. Maybe make him think about what he's going to do next. Basically, every one of these threats he has to take care of. Okay.
Just keeps getting worse.
Let's decay.
Let's turn that
Metal is its
into
ammo.
a
Piercing to my eyes.
a treasure token. Toxrill, huh? Siphon Insight, but you have no mana left. Okay.
They've chosen to die.
And let's say goodbye to the Tox rule.
Metal stone.
We'll gain a little bit of life, because why not? I would love if he Siphon Insights something of mine, because I can return it to my hand. And totally blow it out next turn because of it. Depends on what it is, though. What do you got? Come on, buddy. Sometime today. Yeah, stealing stuff from my deck doesn't quite work. I'll just return it to my hand. I've got no 1 mana things for you. I have 2 mana things. Yep, we're going to proliferate him up to a 10-10 and go in for the win.
Join us.
Gosh jolly. Let's do it. This is a tough keep. This is worse, but I'm not double mulliganing. Never. If you have to double mulligan, you've already lost. Boo, 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 boo. Just give me any blue land at all. Thank you. Boo-doo-boo. Boo-ba-doo-boo. What you doing? What you doing? We don't actually want to play any of our cards. We can't get value out of any of them right now. Okay. Let's get this down. Oh, I can't. I don't have enough mana for it. Or I don't have enough blue mana. That's a 1-1 now. Boo-doo-boo-boom. Ba-boom-boom. Boo-boo-ba-doo-boo-boom. That Scry 2 will help us. Alright, nice. Man, we need the blue land. But it comes into play tapped. I think we have to keep it just like that. What's, oh yeah. We're done with that. Okay, that's just gone now, because, well... I could play an instant, but there's no point. Not unless he flashes something out. That'll get rid of that guy. We don't really need to be in a rush yet, because he's not playing much, which means he's got a handful of removal. So we want to be careful about when we play stuff. And in all likelihood, we're just using the food token next turn. Not sure why he's saying good game. But perhaps he feels it's a good game. Let's get rid of both of those. So we can make a surprise 2/2 flyer next turn, if we want. We don't have to. Let's put out the Ashiok, because why not? Yeah, surrender.
Go and drink deep of sorrow.
So these get +1/+1 counters whenever you play something from exile. When these flip, they get played from exile, so these will always get the 1/1 counters if you have sagas coming out. It's a neat little trick to turn these into 2/2s immediately. Just return that to my hand, so that he can't use it. His plan is to fling it into my face, and now he doesn't get any of it. Okay. I gave you lots of creatures to fling. Yeah. We'll block with both. I'm going to force you to use your fling spell if you want to kill Ashiok. You're going to have to use your own cards, not mine. So yeah, doesn't make sense not to play that. What one do we want in exile? Oh, that's the one we want in exile. Yeah, we'll take both those.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once, it's not my fault. I've always hated crowds.
Uh-oh, Josh. Gosh, Jolly. Uh-oh. You're in trouble now. Saga Proliferator's getting to you. Ah, we're going to Rope Town now, huh? So let this be a lesson, guys. You may be a little confident about your decks, but if you don't have the win, don't start spamming good game early, or else you're just gonna get wrecked like this guy did. We'll play a land for turn. Here comes the rope again, I'm sure. And the explosion of shame, 'cause you roped like a little bitch. This looks great. So, no matter what, we don't get to play anything on turn 2 with how this mana lines up if we play that turn 1, but we've got to play that turn 1. Because both of these will come into play tapped unless I draw an untapped land, so we'll go Blackcleave Cliffs and then get a Saga right down. We've got 2 Proliferate spells here if needed, if we draw an open land. So if we get an untapped land and they play something, we can either kill it or bounce it, turn that into a creature a turn early. We could potentially wait. Okay. That was a good use of that card. We get an untapped blue source. We did not. So, we'll just Bolt Charge this and get rid of it. As much as I'd like to use the Proliferate off of it, we don't want to wait on a 3/3 while we're trying to get our lands. A 2/2, much better. I know he can pump it, but who cares? He'll have to spend his turn to do it. So we'll take the 2 damage and put that out. Because the Ichor Gauntlet is really what makes this whole thing tick. Because with this deck, it gets you proliferating something every time you cast a spell. Okay.
Yeah, why not? Let's take care of both of those right away. What are you playing that's mine? Boy, these guys don't know what they're doing. Playing with my stuff is perfect with these two cards in hand. Please play something of mine. Oh, wow. A third one of those, huh? Alright. What are you doing? Anything? Something? Are you playing Magic? What are we doing? Still thinking about using my cards? You used one of my lands. Okay. As weird and as stupid as this may seem, I want him to play more of my cards. Because I got these two to bring him back. So he'll be able to cast that spell again. He probably thinks I'm being stupid here, but again, I'm going to let him draw my cards and play them for me. And then I'll just get them back. Boom, 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 boom. Bum, 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 boom. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. What else? What else of mine would you like to give me? Yep. Now this will flip on my turn. Or right now. And now I can attack with it on my turn. Unless he does that, which I will just bring it back to my hand again. That go how you planned it, Karaz? Did it? I'm still going to lose this, probably, because I'm not drawing well, but... Yeah, he's got Junjies in his hand. I could really stand to draw a Planeswalker right now. It'd be nice. Come on! Every time I draw Dark Slick Shores. Every time when I need something and my opponent's got, like, a nice setup, I draw this specific dual land. Every time. It's ridiculous. He's got so much shit to play from right there, like...
What a weird deck. And I'll draw another land. Oh, and a Vraska. And he drew a Vraska, too.
Damn's obsolete. Phyrexia's threats.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's game over because of that. But, yeah, sometimes your opponent literally has 50 lands and draws everything that's really good, and you just draw lands. Sometimes that happens.